Hello and welcome to another episode of Killing the Boredom, where I just talk about all forms of media that I've been enjoying over the past week, and I share it with you in the hopes that you find something that you enjoy and might want to check out. This week it's going to be a bit of a short one. I apologize for that. It's just I haven't had as much time as I would like to have checked out more stuff, but I've still got 2 albums and a video game that I want to talk about. So first up, I'm going to talk about Unlocked 1.5. So a few weeks ago, I talked about Unlocked, the collaboration by Denzel Curry and producer Kenny Beats. Unlocked 1.5 is the remix album of Unlocked. So it's got a whole bunch of features, both vocal features such as Benny the Butcher and Kenny Mason and Joey Badass, for example, as well as production features. So that's where a lot of the production features, they've completely redone the production of the song. So that includes like The Alchemist and Charlie Heat. I don't have heaps to say about this album because it is quite short, but I would say that I enjoyed this a lot more than I enjoyed Unlocked. I wasn't massive on the production of Unlocked. Even though I thought there were some really good songs on it, including Diet, Layup, and Take It Back. I thought those were all very good songs. But there were some other songs which I wasn't as big a fan of, such as Pyro, Cosmic, and track 1 and 7 I felt were a bit filler. Like, I thought they added to the overall aesthetic of the album for sure, but they're not things that I would listen to just casually. I didn't hate the album. I still thought it was decent, but it didn't live up to the standard that I found that Denzel Curry has already set with Zoo and Taboo. But in saying that, I thought Unlocked 1.5, I thought it was improved on in a lot of ways. I don't think every song is great on this. I thought there were some songs that were probably made worse. For example, the track 1 and track 7 remixes I didn't like at all. However, Diet 1.5 featuring Benny the Butcher, it's the same beat as the original Diet with an added feature from Benny the Butcher. It still has Denzel Curry's hooks. An improvement on Diet for sure. I enjoyed this. The original Diet's still great, and it has Denzel Curry's first verse, which this song doesn't have. But Diet 1.5 is still very good. The Sango Leak remix of Pyro featuring Kenny Mason, I thought was a big improvement on Pyro. It's just a lot more smoother. It's got these cool kind of synths that are kind of like reversed, I guess. I think they got like a reverse, it sounds like the synths being played in reverse. It's cool. It really creates a more relaxed atmosphere for Pyro. It just and I thought it just created a more enjoyable tone and a more listenable song in general. The next song I want to talk about is the Cosmic remix. So this is one of the highlights on the album for me. Probably the second best song in the album. The other song I'll talk about in a little bit. So the original Cosmic, I didn't think it was great. I thought it had some cool lyrics by Denzel, and I thought that, I really enjoyed one thing I said about Unlocked that I did enjoy throughout the album was I enjoyed the way Kenny Beats played with the pitching up and down of the vocals and how he would manipulate Denzel Curry's voice. That was something that I really enjoyed. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. That was something that I really enjoyed in the original Unlocked. However, the beat for Cosmic, and that's very present in Cosmic, but the beat for the original Cosmic, I didn't think was incredible. I thought it was decent, but it didn't blow me away. But this remix by The Alchemist, I thought was fantastic. It's a great beat. It gives me kind of like Ratchet and Clank vibes, I guess. I don't know. It definitely has. I think it really fits the the title of the song Cosmic, because it does have a cosmic science fiction-y kind of feel to it. It's got like these echoey sort of I don't even know how to explain it. It's got these echoey sort of, I guess like sci-fi kind of synths, and like I think it's like a horn kind of. It's like a horn like synth. It's a really cool beat. I really enjoyed it. And then he's got this like these areas that have like these like descending like piano chords, which I thought was also really cool. The beat really brings out the aggression and the energy of Denzel's verses, I thought, as well. Whereas I thought the original Cosmic didn't do that as much, but I thought that this version of Cosmic really did. It made it, there's a lot more energy to it, even though the beat itself isn't that energetic. It just sort of created this really nice contrast with Denzel's delivery, which I thought took the song to a next level. And then there's a great verse by Joey Badass. He comes in, it's a short verse, but he comes in and he absolutely kills it. And yeah, this song is much better than the original, I think, like significantly. In my head canon, this version, the unlocked 1.5 version of Pyro and Cosmic are the official versions for me. I think they both improve the songs that they're remixes of. And I think that Cosmic in particular is really good. It's a very smooth, beautiful beat, very unique beat. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Now, this next song is the Take It Back Charlie Heat version. So Charlie Heat, who I don't know, some of you may know from his, he has a song that he remixed a song that Kanye uploaded to SoundCloud, I believe it was, Facts, and that remix was eventually put on The Life of Pablo as, Facts, the Charlie Heat version. And I enjoyed the original Take It Back. So while there were some songs on Unlocked, the original Unlocked, I didn't like so much, I really did enjoy Take It Back. I thought it had a cool beat. The energy was really good. But I feel like this version of Take It Back is, again, an improvement on the original. The beat is so cool. It's kind of like it's got like this vocal sample that's kind of sped up a little bit, I think, or pitched up a little bit. It kind of reminded me of like old, it kind of reminded me of like Kanye's type of production, where he'll take like a vocal sample and then chop it up and then, put some drums over it, and then, then you've got your beat. The drums in this song are so fucking good. It's just like a really like, it's got a cool rhythm to it, and it's a really like, it hits hard. It's a really cool sounding drum. And then, as I said, the background sample is really cool too. And then it transitions about halfway through to this more jazzy kind of beat that kind of remind me of something more of like something that maybe MF Doom would have rapped over. I don't know heaps about MF Doom, but from the limited number of songs I've listened to by him, seems like a kind of a beat that's more, that suits his kind of, like, rather than this like Kanye beat, it kind of seems something more like something that MF Doom would rap over. And yeah, I really enjoyed this version. The second half of the song is very smooth, where the first half of the song is very energetic. Yeah, and this is a great song. The rest of the songs I haven't talked about on this album, I found to be a bit underwhelming. But these 4 songs, Die at 1.5, the Pyro remix, Cosmic remix, and the Charlie Heat Take It Back remix, I all thought were fantastic. I thought they were really good. Also ranging from good to fantastic. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about Unlocked 1.5. It was definitely a surprise getting this. I knew that we were getting an album by Denzel at some point this year, but this one genuinely surprised me, and it was good. It was a pleasant surprise. I enjoyed it. I am looking forward to more so the album that Denzel dropped later in the year, though. That is something I am legitimately very excited about, but we don't have a release date for that yet, so we'll have to wait. Maybe this episode won't be so short. I spoke about that for a lot longer than I thought I would, but anyway, continuing, that's not an issue. The next album I want to talk about is MGMT's debut album, Oracular Spectacular. So, I mean, everyone's familiar with the big 3 songs from this album: Time to Pretend, Electric Feel, and Kids. Three classics, if you will. Particularly Electric Feel, I think is absolutely like just a great song. One of the best songs of the late 2000s, like the between 2000 and 2010. Yeah, I mean, I was familiar with these three songs, and I was also familiar with a couple of other MGMT songs. Not even a couple, probably just one. I was familiar with their feature on Pursuit of Happiness, and then also Flash Delirium, which I think is a fantastic song. So I hadn't heard much of their catalog, so I decided, I always talk about hip hop albums on this podcast. I wanted to broaden my horizons a bit because, as I've said in the past, the point of this podcast to me was to listen to things that I normally wouldn't, or engage with things that I normally wouldn't, and broaden my own horizons. So I decided, all right, so from now on, I'm going to do each week one rap album and one non-rap album. And I really enjoyed this album, particularly the first half. I thought the second half wasn't as good, but the first half, starts with Time to Pretend, and I there's not much I can say about this song that hasn't been said already. Incredibly catchy, got this really cool production. It's iconic. Great song. Then after that we have Weekend Wars, which it starts off with this like acoustic guitar, and then when the chorus hits in, there's these synths come in, and then it's hard to explain. I'm gonna struggle probably with the first few weeks or maybe even a few months trying to explain music that isn't rap music because I don't get it as much, but I can definitely say that I enjoyed this song, Weekend Wars. And then you have The Youth, which again starts with it's cool seeing a lot of these songs. A lot of them start with a more acoustic section, and then it will switch between that to a section where the vocals will be altered and a lot of synths will come in. And yeah, they do that in The Youth, where when the chorus comes in, it's a very eerie, there's these eerie synths and there's eerie vocals. Yeah, apologies, I know my explanations isn't great, but yeah, The Youth is really good. And then after that, obviously, we have Electric Feel, which is one of MGMT's best songs. Infinitely groovy, funky, catchy as all hell, just an all-round great song. And then Kids, which is, another classic MGMT song. I'm not as big on Kids as I am with a lot of the other songs in the first half of this album, but it's a massive song. There's not much I can really say about it that hasn't been said already. Yeah, and then the second half of the album I wasn't as big on. I think it's because the first half of the album is probably a bit more listener friendly, and it's a bit more simple and catchy, and there's more kind of pop songs, I guess you could say, in the first half of the album, where the second half is they play a lot more around with structure, similar to like in Flash Delirium. Not saying the songs sound similar, but just similar in the way that they play more with structure, and the instrumentation becomes a bit more weirder, and the instrumentation is also a bit more lush. There's so many like guitars and keyboards and different drums being used. I felt that was more apparent in the second half of the album, but I don't know, I didn't like it as much as the first half. One song I loved in the second half of the album, it's probably one of the highlights of the album, was the song The Handshake. Great song. There's a bit towards the end, about 2 minutes in, where the guitar, the acoustic guitar kicks in, and it's just such a beautiful moment. I keep replaying that part of the song. But yeah, I enjoyed this album. I'm probably going to listen to, I'm going to definitely within the next few weeks listen to another MGMT album. Probably do Congratulations next. As I said, I'm familiar with a few songs from that album already. A song from that album. I'm familiar with Flash Delirium, which I do love. So hopefully if the rest of the album's like that, I will have a good time with that album. So yeah, that's the two albums I checked out this week. I Oh, that new Chance song is fucking good too. Um, After the Big Day, which a lot of people didn't like, uh, for good reason, I think too. Um, this song, I think it's the Heart and the Tongue. Is it the Heart and the Tongue? I'm pretty sure it's the Heart and the Tongue, or the Tongue and the Heart. I wish it was on stream. It's such a great song. The lyrics are great. The sample, the production is great. It's just, yeah, and a lot of the imagery is really cool. The wordplay, the double entendres are really cool. It's a really cool song. I recommend you check it out. It's not on streaming yet. At least it's not on Spotify, but it is on YouTube, and the video is cool. Yeah, check it out. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today is a game that I've been playing, a free game on the PS5 on PS Plus called Maquette. And Maquette is this game that follows the story of this couple, and that story is kind of like a background. Like, you're not playing as a member of the couple, you're playing in this kind of like more symbolic sort of puzzle world, but in the background there is, this story raveling of this, these two people coming to meet each other and their relationship. And this game, I'm seeing it get a lot of shit because of like performance issues, and some people saying the story was bad and the chemistry was bad. I really enjoyed this game. I thought it was very challenging at parts. The puzzles are very, very creative. It uses a lot of, the puzzles are very much focused on stuff like size manipulation and stuff like that. So, like, each map is basically in the middle. There's a small, there's like this small model, and that model is representative of the world that you're living in. It's kind of like a mirror within a mirror, how it gets smaller and smaller, like if there's a painting within a painting. So if you like pick up a stone, for example, and put it down on somewhere on the model, the small model, you can like turn around and there's that thing but larger behind you. It's like corresponding, right? But this goes on, infinitely. So while there's a small map, there's the normal size map, and then there's the larger map, which you can go outside, and then larger and larger, and it's infinitely large. So the puzzles all utilize this, and there's a lot of trying to like manipulate things size-wise to make them fit into something, or, going into the larger map so you can fit under something. It's really cool, incredibly unique, and I thought that the puzzles were really, really interesting. I thought that the puzzles got a bit repetitive, but then in the last section, they switch up the puzzles a little bit, which I thought was good. It didn't, when it was starting to get a bit repetitive, they kind of changed it up. Even though it's still playing with size, it's still quite different, and it is a legitimately hard game. I had to look up some walkthroughs, like, not hard in the sense where it's just like hard to figure out the puzzles. I had to look at walkthroughs at some points because I was just getting too frustrated, or I thought my game was glitching or broken or something, but it was just me being stupid, not being smart enough to figure out Maquette. But yeah, as I said, if you got a PlayStation 5, it's free on the PlayStation Store. I would get it. Also, if you're a trophy hunter, it's a pretty easy or pretty quick platinum. I enjoyed the story. People said they didn't like the story, or there was no chemistry between the leads. I enjoyed it, and I thought I didn't have an issue with the voice acting either. I thought, there were parts of it that, hit really close to home for me. And, there were points where I was like almost tearing up. I thought it was a really beautiful story. And people were saying it was cliched, and I was like, no, I don't think it was, or that the writing was bad. I didn't really know where it was going, and even when I knew where it was going, it was captivating and compelling. And I thought, it really added to this like puzzle game, because the puzzles themselves didn't really have a whole lot to do with the story, but they were just sort of more just more of like a vehicle for which the story could progress. And I thought the art style of this game was really beautiful. There's a lot of environments that are because you're dealing with size, I really enjoyed the scope of this game, and like parts of the game where, if it's trying to make you feel a negative emotion, they'll use size to show, to make you feel small, or, when you're on top of the world, they'll make, in the story, they'll make you size and make you feel big, and like you can control everything. It's really cool. I really enjoyed it. As I said, the environments are really beautiful, especially towards the end. There's some really, really cool environments. The size manipulation was really cool. It was a great concept. I would love to see this used again in a different context and a different kind of game. I would love to see like a big studio make a game like this, because I think that they could do some really, really cool stuff with it. Yeah, I don't really have a whole much more to say about this game. It was fun. It was challenging. Like, as far as like puzzle games go, I found it to be really challenging. And yeah, I thought it was good. Check it out. So I think we're gonna wrap up there. Yeah, it is a bit short this week, guys. I apologize. I'll try to watch The Expanse season 4 by this time next week, but I can't guarantee that I will. But I will come to you with at least 2 more albums, and hopefully a movie. I'm hoping to maybe see Judas and the Black Messiah in the next few days, which I've heard is very good, and I'm looking forward to it, because I haven't watched a movie in a long time. So yeah, I'll get around to that ASAP. And yeah, as I always say, thanks for listening. Give me feedback. I want to get better at this. I enjoy doing this. I love talking about this. If there's stuff you want me to check out, please comment below. If you like this content, like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next week. All right, thanks. Bye.